Hello everyone. We are from Group 1 and we are going to present about our work entitled An Analysis of How Polygamy is Raised and Depicted in the Surga yang Tak Dirindukan, the movie. Our group is consist of Dian Munada and Muhammad Atoillah. First, introduction. Film is something well known in this modern era. A film, also called a movie, motion picture, or moving picture, is a work of art used to stimulate experiences that communicate ideas, stories, perception, feelings, beauty, or atmosphere through the use of moving images. These images are generally accompanied by sound and more rarely other sensory stimulations. Film industry in Indonesia has shown significant development over the past years. One of the movies that had been widely known and taken into account is called Surga yang Tak Dirindukan. Surga yang Tak Dirindukan is an Indonesian film produced by Manoj Punjabi and first released in 2015. This is based on a novel with the same title written by Asma Nadia. It is starred by Fedi Nurel, Laudia Cynthia Bella, and Ralin Shah. The movie portrayed the life of a happy married couple life, Prasetya and Arini. Prasetya was a loyal husband who worked as an architect, while Arini was an obedient wife who loved storytelling. Their harmonious marriage was a role model for their family and friends. However, since the movie is, is a story about polygamy in Indonesia, this paper and this presentation, therefore, is aimed to analyze how the issue is raised and depicted within the movie, as well as its relation with social reality in Indonesia. Methodology. This analysis is conducted using qualitative method. Qualitative method is research method applied to analyze non-numerical data. This method is chosen because the data are in the form of words, not numbers. Besides, descriptive method is also applied in this analysis to describe polygamy issue, which raised and depicted in the movie, as well as the relation with Indonesian social reality. And the next slide will be presented by my friend Ato.
I am Muhammad Atoillah, and I would like to continue to the discussion part. In Islam, polygamy means a man or a husband who has more than one wife at the same time. The rise of the issue of polygamy that occurs in Indonesia certainly raises the pros and cons of various parties. If we take a look from the woman's perspective or a wife, most of them refuse to be polygamous for various reasons, one of which is the thought that husband cannot be fed. We also feel that polygamy is considered as a betrayal in marriage. However, on the other hand, men also have a strong reason to perform such action. The urge to help women who is lack of financial problem or to help a widows is the underlying reason for them to do so. The practice of polygamy, however, can be done only if there's an agreement by both husband and wife. Noting that the wife has a deficiency such as not being able to have children. Principally, husbands who want to have more than one wife can be allowed if desired by the parties concerned, which are the husband and the wife. The religious court has to give permission. According to Article 3, Paragraph 2 of Law Number 1 of 1974, the basis for granting polygamy permission by the religious court is stipulated in Article 4, Paragraph 2 of the Marriage Law. Also in Chapter 9 of Compilation of Islamic Law, Article 57. The explained is that the wife cannot perform her duties as a wife the wife has a disability or an incurable disease, or the wife cannot bear offspring. Nevertheless, according to Women's Association for Justice, they argue that polygamy should be seen as a form of discrimination towards women, which goes against laws of gender equality in the Indonesian Constitution and international agreements. The law to which they refer is the 1945 Constitution and the Human Rights Law that regulate women's rights in all aspects. They also argue that polygamy is considered as a domestic violence, pointing out physical, psychological, sexual, and economic violence for the women and children involved.
Okay, next. As portrayed in the movie Polygamy is constructed by a liberal dialect that thinks polygamy is the brain of a bicycle. The implicity shows that the people not understood what polygamy is. One of the practices of polygamy in Rajabasa, Bandar Lampung, that Jono often do KDRT on his wife, decided to do polygamy on the grounds and Jono's girlfriend named Mia want to marry soon. It's understandable that the reality in the Rajabasa village community that the marriage of polygamy actors is done, meaning that polygamy is carried out without the permission of the religious court as an official institution that handles the issue of marriage for Muslims. Okay, thank you Ato. Next up is the movie Surga yang tak dirindukan. There is a form of moral judgment on the issue of polygamy according to several characters in the film, including Hartono, Amran, Pras, Arini, and Meiros. Verse according to Hartono state that polygamy should not to be done, for in the verse of the Quran in Surah An-Nisa. Then another friend of Pras, Amran, stated that polygamy can be done in a desperate situation, as Pras did to Meiros when he found out he was about to commit suicide. On the one or in another hand, Arini, as a Pras's wife, states that there is absolutely no good in polygamy. Only two women are equally hard. Then Meiros sees polygamy as a form of guidance that comes from God to her, because after he knowing Pras, Meiros can get to know Islam more. From Pras's point of view, polygamy is took to save someone's life. Pras said when holding on the Surah An-Nisa, ayat 129, which state that no man can be fair to more than one wife. Next slide is based on this film. It's found out that there are gender discrimination based in polygamy, including later there are various myths that mention that is a justification of the action commit polygamy by those who are pro-polygamist. Then the polygamist, according the writer, is seen from various sides of the film. From the side of a man or husband who commits with polygamy. we can see if it tended to help others, gives the hidayah, then seen from the side of the first wife, how can be patient and sincere to a destiny. The last is conclusion. Another thing the writer have concluded is polygamy has consequences that arise from every choice. The writer thinks that the film wasn't made to meet people's expectation when the first wife willing then finally was able to live in harmony with the household with two wives. But it is with the figure of second wife who eventually realizes and chooses to live, because in the beginning it is also mentioned if the reason for polygamy isn't only because about love and biological. Polygamy should also take into account about many things, not just lust or desire by either part alone. I think that's all presentation from group 1, and thank you for attention. Stay healthy and see you next time. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.